Good morning to all. Today we are going to discuss about Smith chart. So this is one of the important topic in transmission line and RF system. So we will solve many problems using this Smith chart. It's the very easiest way to find the solutions for the transmission lines problems. So we are going to discuss about one problem. So I am taking a problem with a transmission line which has 30-meter long. Okay, here 30-meter long lossless transmission line with Z0 equal to 50 ohm, that is characteristic impedance is 50 ohm, and this transmission line is operating at 2 MHz frequency and it is terminated with a load of ZL is equal to 60 plus J40 ohm. So here one value is given, the velocity of the transmission is 0.6 c. So the velocity is 0.6 into c. Find the reflection coefficient, standing wave ratio and the input impedance. So these are the values we got to find out. Okay, so this is a very simple problem. So this is a basic problem. Okay, so we are going to solve. Now we are going to find out how to solve this problem. So first step is you have to find out the normalized impedance values, because the given impedance value is 60 plus J40 ohm, which is directly we cannot plot this value directly into the Smith chart. Okay, so first we have to find out the normalized impedance value, that is nothing but so you have to divide this value ZL value with the characteristic impedance, that's all. Okay, so the normalized impedance is ZL is equal to 60 plus J40 divided by 50, that is characteristic impedance value. So while dividing 60 by 50 we will get 1.2 and 40 by 50 is 0.8. So the normalized impedance value is 1.2 plus J 0.8. Now take the Smith chart. So Smith chart has two circles. One is full circle, that is called as R circles, and another one is the semicircles, that is called as reactance circles. So the line stays above the points above the horizontal line is for a positive reactance, that is inductance load, and the points below to the horizontal line is capacitive loads. Okay, so first we have to point this ZL equal to 1.2 plus J 0.8. So first you have to find out the value of where the 1.2 is located. So see, the horizontal line, that is after the center point, it is located as 1.2. Okay, so you have to mark this point 1.2 and draw a dotted line in that circle. Okay, draw a dotted line in that circle. Then similarly the other point is J plus J.8. So plus J.8 is located above this horizontal line. So here find out where this 0.8 is located. So the 0.8 is located here. See this one. Okay, so you have to draw a dotted line from this 0.8. So the intersecting point of this 1.2 and this J.8 is called as our load impedance point, 1.2 plus J 0.8. Okay, so here I am drawing two dotted lines. So the dotted lines are intersecting in this point. Okay, see here. So it is intersecting in this point. So take this as radius and this one as center. Okay, this 1.0 as center and this intersecting point is the radius. Okay, then draw a circle with use of compass. So now we can find out the value of SWR. Okay, so if SWR is nothing but standing wave ratio, that is actually this is located at the horizontal line. Okay, this is located at the horizontal line, right side of the horizontal line, where the circle intersects with the right side of horizontal line. Okay, the point where the circle intersects at the right side of the horizontal line. Okay, so here I am getting it as 2.1. See this red color circle intersecting the horizontal line at the point of 2.1. Okay, so the SWR value is 2.1 here. So SWR is 2.1. Now we are going to find out the input impedance. Okay, we are going to find out the input impedance. So what you have to do is draw a straight line from center. Okay, draw a straight line from center passing this load point, crossing this load points, so where we have marked the ZL point. Okay, so draw a straight line from center through this point to the outward circle. Okay, now locate this point in the outward circle. So actually it is intersecting at point 0.172. Okay, 0.172 lambda. So draw a straight line from center to the through the load to the outer circle. Okay, so it is actually intersecting at 0.172 lambda. Okay, 0.172 lambda. So just mark this value, 0.172 lambda. Okay, now in problem there is one value is given, that is velocity is given. The wave's velocity is given, and is actually it is 0.6 into c, where c is speed of flight. Okay, c is speed of flight. So we will make it as 3. We know speed of flight is 3 into 10 power 8. Okay, so we have to put as 0.6 into 3 into 10 power 8. That is actually equal to 1.8 into 10 power 8. Okay, 1.8 into 10 power 8. Now we know lambda. Okay, lambda is equal to v by f. Okay, velocity by frequency. The wavelength is equal to velocity by frequency. So the circuit is transmission line is operating at the frequency of 2 megahertz. Okay, so divide this velocity value with the frequency value, we will get 90 meter. Okay, by dividing this value we will get lambda is equal to 90 meter. Okay, so lambda is equal to 90 meter. So simply convert, we know L, the length of the line. Okay, length of the line is 30 meter. So by converting this in terms of lambda, we will get L is equal to 30 meter, that is equal to lambda by 3. Okay, L is equal to lambda by 3. So lambda by 3 we can simply mark it as 0. In fraction we can write it as 0.333 lambda. Okay, 0.333 lambda. Now you have to do is this load is actually located at 0.172 lambda. Okay, load is actually located as 0.172 lambda. From this point you have to travel to 0.333 lambda to find the input impedance. You have to travel to for a distance of 0.333 lambda. Okay, actually so this outer circle, this arrow mark is here, no? This outer circle arrow mark. So actually this arrow mark represents a wavelength towards generator. Okay, wavelength towards generator. And this one, this arrow mark in the bottom of the circle, there is another one arrow mark is there. This is wavelength towards load. Okay, so the clockwise is wavelength towards generator and the anti-clockwise is wavelength towards load. Okay, now we are locating in the load point. We are sitting in the load point. So we got to travel to the generator side, that is clockwise direction. Okay, so from this 1.172 lambda travel 0.333 lambda. Okay, then we will find out the input impedance. So 0.33, after traveling 0.333 lambda we will be here. Okay, this point. So at this, from this point draw a straight line to the center of the Smith chart. So actually the total length is 0.333 lambda. Okay, 0.333 lambda. So from draw a straight line from here to the center of the Smith chart. Now we have to find out the value for this point. Okay, this intersecting point of this green line and this red circle. Okay, intersecting point of this green line and red circle, that is called as the input impedance of this transmission line. So just find out this value. So find out the intersecting point from there. So actually it is 0.48 minus j 0.3. Okay, this point is intersecting at 0.48. The R circle value is 0.48 and the X circle value is plus 0.03, okay, plus 0.03. Actually it is mentioned as minus 0.03, but not minus, this is plus, okay, 0.48 plus j.03. So Zn is equal to 0.48 plus j.03. So you got to find out the real value, okay, original value. So actually this is the normalized value. So we got to find out the original value. So the original value is, just multiply this value with the characteristic impedance. Okay, so the characteristic impedance is 50. So multiply with characteristic impedance of 50. So you will get 24 plus j 1.5 ohm. This is input impedance of this transmission line. Okay, so these are the values we have to find out in this problem. Thank you.